That's what we're going to talk about, goals. To get us started, let's turn to Philippians chapter 3, if you would. In Philippians chapter 3, and if you notice with me, we're not going to read all of it, but start in verse 14, we're going to read the first part of the sentence. For I am pressing on toward the goal for the prize. Verse 15 in Philippians 3. Therefore, let those of us who are mature be of this mental attitude. And in 16, at any rate, to the extent we have made progress, let us go on walking orderly in this same course. So you notice, really, to be successful at making goals and attaining those goals and setting them, it takes some maturity on our part. And all of us are at different levels of maturity, and so our goals may be appropriate to those levels of maturity. Really, our goals are kind of associated with our values in life. People in the world, and even us, have different values that we may put on a higher or lower spot, whether it be family, work, spirituality, physical health, all these different things. Now, to keep that value strong, you may have to set a goal. Let's take physical health. You may go to the doctor and he may say, you need to lose a little weight. So losing the weight, we could say, is the goal. To accomplish the goal, it likely requires some activity, exercise. So that's what we're talking about. Values are always ongoing. Goals can be something that we achieve and check off. And it takes some effort on our part to do that. So we need to decide, what's important to me? What are my values? What would I like to do? And how can I achieve that? So if your goals harmonize with your value and you carry on activities that contribute to achieving those goals, then you've got a direction in your life. And that's good. That's good for you. It's good for your future even. And you'll be able to identify what may take you away from achieving those goals too and reject those courses of life. Well, we're going to spend just a few minutes here and interview a few people talking about goals. We're going to have them come up. Come on, that's it. Sorry, I didn't give you the right clue word. That's my fault. But anyway, we're going to interview 3 people about the goals that they have set, what they've achieved, and what they'd like to do in the future. So, we're going to start with Zach. So, what goals have you been able to reach?
I had the goal of being able to go out in the afternoons with the Pioneers, because one of my long-term goals, I'll get to that later, is being a Pioneer, so I like to work with them. And then also, I had the goal of giving number 3 talk, so did that.
Excellent. So you mentioned a future goal already. Is there any other future goals that you have in mind?
Numero 1, baptism, and then pioneering Bethel.
All right, good. We won't ask you a date on that, but that's the right thing. Baptism, and then you go forward to that next step. So what do you think will help you reach those goals?
My dad, certainly, he does personal study with me, and he's very encouraging when it comes to talking about Bethel. He spent some time there, so he's always talking about how great it was working there with other witnesses. So
nice. So we look forward to seeing you and helping you achieve those goals. Well, we'll move on to Sister Klein. What helped you set some goals?
Well, first of all, I had my parents' influence, and they always encouraged me to set goals. But then we had this meeting part when I was probably about 9 or 10, and we got these slips that look like this that are entitled, "What Will I Do With My Life?" And I filled it out, and then I've kept it this long because I've crossed all of it off, and I'm going to keep it forever because it's pretty awesome.
So what were some of those goals that you had put down?
Well, the ones that were already there for me were to become a publisher, have return visits, get baptized, be an auxiliary pioneer, go have been to Bethel, and then in full-time service.